Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Am I Doing This Wrong? Same gals, new topic. It's good.
So concise, really to the point. I like it.
I know. At this point, we should have something down. I really was practicing too. I was like, same gals, new topic. Same gals, new topic. Like, that's our tagline. Just get it out there and, move on with your day. We got things to do.
Move on. Yeah. We got things. Yeah, exactly.
And really just get to it, get to the meat of it all. So yeah. We like to get to the meat of it all.
We do. We do enjoy the meat of it all. You're right.
How are you, Morgan? How are you tonight?
I'm good. A little tired. Ryan's giving me a hard time because I don't have a, pep in my step. This is not really my style. I'm just kind of cynical. I just kind of roll through life like questioning everything. Okay,
just so you all know,
including myself.
Just so you know, Morgan has dark eyeliner on, dark lip. She's really like leaning into the Daria of it all,
I am. Should I put really my blue light glasses on?
Yeah, and
I'll pull my bangs out, and then I can really just stare you down.
Yeah, drop the sides of your lip all the way down. Yeah.
For those who aren't watching the visual conversation, that silence was us both doing the face.
They were the same face. Reference. We knew exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Good reference, though. I love Daria. I love that show.
Classic. Did you ever see the one with Aubrey Plaza? I didn't.
Did you want me to answer? You just
jump in? I just wanted you to know before you went into it. But okay.
There was an episode with her, or there was like.
No, she did a live action film.
Oh.
Yeah. You didn't see the previews for that? I never saw it though.
I did not even know that existed.
With Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, which is very fitting.
It's very fitting.
It's right up her alley. But
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good casting. I'm gonna look that up.
Attention to detail. Yeah. But anyway.
Anyway, my big disaster of the week is that I used some self tanner yesterday. Which is always, that's rolling the dice, right? I'm not a self tanner pro. Some people just have a routine down pat and they just keep up with it. They just have every week they have whatever people do. I don't even know how to tell you what a routine
whatever people
looks
do with self tanner.
Yeah tan themselves. I thought I did a good job, and then I woke up this morning and could not have been more wrong.
I know, but is that the normal series of events? Are you supposed to put on multiple layers immediately? Are you supposed to let it dry for a certain amount of time before you put another layer? What are the directions?
So
I'm asking as a person that has never used self tanner, obviously.
Right, fair. As a person who's used it very little. I used to get spray tans.
I remember that.
We have a family friend who did it. So when I did do any kind of fake tanner, that was my go-to. So it always looked nice because she was really good and she had really good product, and she would contour and all that cool stuff. So I haven't really done much on my own, or I've been more prepared. So I'll just get the lotion that look darker in a week, and I'll just use that. But this was wipes. Have you ever heard of self-tanning wipes?
No. This is all new territory. I'm trying to concoct questions about what the fuck is going on. This is so interesting.
So you tear it open. It's a big wet wipe, you know what I mean? And you just rub it on your body. But I looked up reviews. I was, doing all the things, and these seemed pretty good. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I got in the shower, exfoliated, and then I did the wipe, and then you have to let it dry fully. And then I went to bed.
And then woke up, and was it all over your sheets? Or just not on your legs?
It didn't transfer. It's just it's definitely splotchy. I'm streaky. I have patches. I also sit cross-legged, so I know that where my skin is touching itself is rubbing off and transferring.
Right.
But that's just.
So does that mean you're going to have a really dark spot on your other leg?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
On one of my feet, and So I have two options. Reapply tonight and see what happens. Or I looked online and I can mix some baking soda with lemon and scrub my body. So
to take it off.
Yes.
That sounds horrible, Morgan.
That does sound horrible. Sounds
like a form of torture.
It does. Yeah. Then it's like bleaching my skin. Now I'm like flip flop. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna show up to this event like whiter than I was before I used the self tanner because I have to bleach my body because I'm all orange right now.
This is an interesting way to segue into our show because I'm just thinking about a question that came up. One of the interpreters who unfortunately wasn't able to be here tonight, but asked me, how long does the hair process take? Which, if you don't know by now, read the title. We're talking about hair care tonight. Eventually, we'll get there. But the point is just like the body modifications that we do to make it look a certain way. Because her question, how long does that take? Well, it varies, right? You can do something really simple and your hair can look simple, not to read you, but also to kind of read you. But you know what I mean? You can do less to make it look, simple, or you can do more to really get what you want out of it, So in this case, you don't have to do it. You could skip the baking soda and the self tanner and just go, as is. But
I can't go as is.
But the modifications we make,
Right. I should have left it alone. I should have just left it alone. I
think so too. I don't think you're actually as pasty or like light as you think you are.
Yeah.
What do I know? I'm a dark skinned Black woman, but
right,
my perspective, exactly. I've seen lighter. Is all I'm saying. Oh. I don't know if that's any consolation. I don't know what that means to a room full of white people. So that's real whiter. I'm sure there will be whiter there.
That's true. So. But they'll probably have good self tanner.
Well, fair enough. I mean, yeah, you had it up until whenever you decided not to go back to her. But point being, yeah, it's really interesting. I have seen you go through different kinds, especially like when we used to go to Vegas. I feel like you did more simple stuff than like lotion or some type of bronzer type thing, which that's what I was thinking. I would have assumed you would have used that.
I probably will still. I was just thinking like we also used to spend so much more time out in the sun. We used to go to the beach a lot. Like I was just a lot more naturally tan.
Yeah.
But I barely go outside anymore. So, which is not good for me too. But I mean, we just had an episode on skincare. Like I'm trying to take care of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, on the flip side, so pasty. Well, so pasty.
If it's any consolation, your hair looks great. So
thanks.
Yeah, that'll distract. And the dark lip and the dark liner,
Yeah.
So just draw a dark lip.
Whole outfit.
Yeah, or just draw or just draw a dark lip and dark liner on your legs, and then it'll all just match.
There we go. Right on my knees.
Yeah.
Just two Daria eyes.
I love that. Bring it full circle.
Yeah, there we go.
But anyway, ask me how I am.
I was about to.
No, we would have got there.
Pushy. How are you, Ryann?
Thank you for asking. At least go through the motions with me. No, I'm good. It's been a good night. As Morgan knows, we just went to see Bob the Drag Queen. Me and my husband. It was a really fun show, and we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, trying to find somewhere to get fucking married where we don't have to like spend everything we have on it. So that's fun. But it's worth it because I really like the place that we found. So hopefully we end up there tomorrow, maybe on the next episode when I'm recording. I'll be really excited that we found a place, or I'll be like ripping my hair out because I'm like, fuck.
Right. And then you have to reference back to this episode for hair care. So
I know. Exactly.
Either way works.
Full circle.
I mean, yeah
either
circle.
Works. Yeah. But no, yeah, it was a good night. And the research was really fun. I was excited about this episode. I didn't plan on being this high for it. So just to let everybody out there know, I would never hide that from you. I'm high as shit today. So it's going to be a fun episode. But anyway, yeah, hair care. What's the first thing you think of when someone mentions hair care? Like what comes to mind when hair care comes up as a conversation like in the conversation?
I think that depends on who I'm talking to.
Oh, That sounds
Like,
shady.
it is shady.
Like, do recommendations come to mind?
No.
No.
I just think you know who you're talking to when you're talking about hair care, right? Like the conversation you and I are gonna have and the conversation I'm gonna have with like my dad is probably gonna be pretty different.
Yes.
Like he's really adamant on this beard he's grown for the past few months.
He's
Like,
about it. You know, I have to give him props. That's impressive.
He looks like Santa Claus in training, but whatever. You do you, you know, like live your life. But yes. I bought him like a whole beard kit. Has he used any of it? No. And I'm like, you're looking scraggly. Like, clean it up.
I think that's part of what he likes, though. I think that's like the charm of it all. He's like, it's growing, you know, it's doing its own thing, just like me, you know. I think that's the whole thing, you know. Cut my own path with my hair.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm being too harsh.
No, I mean, I agree. It is pretty scraggly. I'm just saying, I think that's his whole thing, you know. He was probably like offended by the beard kid. He's like, excuse me. Don't need no taming.
It does.
It does. Fair enough.
It does. I'm his daughter. I can say that.
You can. Well, and that's the thing. If, you know, hair care was something that we all did, we wouldn't need to make an episode about it. But I think the reality is that just like skincare, we all come from such different backgrounds. And what I did 10 years ago with my hair versus what I do now is completely different, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for it. Let me just say, if I was still doing the same things, I wouldn't be an expert in having this podcast talking about it. So, but anywho, yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, you know, like I just mentioned, we're not experts or anything, doctors, anything of the sort. However, we are gals that like to look nice when possible, if given the opportunity and the time.
Reference the self-tanner debacle.
Yeah. Exactly. So obviously I want to start off with a little bit of history. So this was interesting because since skincare, I was like, you know, we covered all the white women basically. And I like that we talked about that because I was thinking, I was like, you're right. You do kind of have to do a little bit different of research. Yeah. And so I looked to the continent first. And so hair on the continent of Africa was used to show many things: social status, religion, fertility, etc. But I was thinking, I was like, this is so interesting because if you go back to like, I mean, yes, skincare varies depending on where you live. Like, you know, obviously if you're in a colder, you know, area versus a hotter, whatever. But with hair, like it really was shaped by like the weather and stuff like that, you know, like weather especially. So think about, you know, if you're in somewhere much hotter, much more humid, your hair is going to be more frizzy, which over time leads to hair that looks a little bit more like an afro. It has a kinkier feel to it, right? And so even though hair on the continent was used to show many things, yeah, like I said, social status, religion, fertility, etc., you know, it also correlated to where they lived and like what hair could do for you, right? Because it also protects your body and all those things, right?
Right.
So, but one other thing that was interesting was also women would shave their head to mourn the loss of a loved one.
So I feel like I have heard that. Were you about to say the same thing?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Which I didn't do much thought past it because obviously I was just like doing the research and everything. But I was like, I think I've heard something like mourn the loss of a loved one, or, and I might be getting this wrong, but like if you lose in battle or something like that. I feel like I've heard of like having to like cut off hair or something.
It might be old.
I want to say like indigenous people, I think.
Oh, maybe. I was thinking maybe an Asian culture.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Well,
yes, I have heard that as well. I'm not, you know, as we know, we're not experts, but
hey, we do the best.
I've heard something out in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but something out there in the world. No, I agree. I feel like I had kind of heard that. One of the products, and I kind of alluded to this last episode, but you know, when you find like skincare hacks or hair care hacks and secrets, ancient secrets, right? This was one that I've seen going around social media within like the past, like maybe year or two. It's called, and I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, Chebe powder, or Chebe, Chebe powder. Okay. Have you heard of it? And it's like, you make a paste out of it and it's like a deep conditioning mask where like basically it promotes hair growth and stuff. Have you heard of that?
Not that specifically.
Okay. But like
not some to like make a paste and do like a deep condition. I
Right.
feel like
So-
I've seen like a powdered conditioner like that, but I don't think I associated it with that name.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, it might
that's
go
what
on.
it's called.
Yeah, it might go under a different name. Also, there are like different type of patterns, like what's the ancient, the one that's really popular. It's like in Target, you can find it. And it's like in the white bottle. It's ancient something. It's a certain type of powder, and it's like for face masks. But I think you can use it on your hair as well.
Oh.
I can't think of what it's called. It's actually
Okay.
sold at like Target now. But in either way, point being, these are like ancient secrets, right? Like,
Right.
you know, and again, nothing wrong with that. I really like the fact though that I think with boosting hair growth, because this can be used all over the body as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, you know, and I guess it makes sense because back then, obviously, everything's going to be like multi-use or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so anyways, and then moving forward, so those are obviously like things that were practiced more, where things like chubby powder were like easier to get to. Obviously, you know, moving it into present day, once slavery was abolished, people like Madam CJ Walker rose to create hair care lines of their own. So I don't know if you remember learning about Madam CJ Walker in like grade school, but she was like one of the first quote unquote self-made millionaires, which I guess that's a more, you know, accurate use of the term. And so it was called Wonderful Hair Grower and Shampoo. And it was purely plant-based, which, you know, we come full circle. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Like going all the way back to basics.
Right.
And so let me know if you recognize some of these ingredients, because it was natural and purely plant-based. And the ingredients or main ingredients were shea butter, Jamaican castor oil, and coconut oils.
Oh,
Surprise.
Yeah. all good things. All good things.
I know. Have you used any of those? Oh yeah.
I've used all of those. Those are great. And like, even though we kind of like poking fun at like going back to like these ancient like traditions or like these things people used to use so long ago, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like when we think about how much shit is in the products, like how many things, if you looked at some of the ingredients in your beauty products or your hair care, like that you can't pronounce.
Yeah,
you know, like true. What is that?
Well, this is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because I was watching somebody on YouTube, Skincare by Hiram, the one I told you about.
Yeah.
Love him, still love him. And he was basically talking about how you do need to be careful, right? It can be a double-edged sword where, yes, there's like products that you quote unquote, can't pronounce, or like things that you don't know really what they do, or they're just additives. That there is true. There's a portion of those, but also with skincare, like there is a biological or, you know, component and chemical component that goes with it, right? That does need to be recognized, and like keeping products stable and keeping different, like, you know, different chemicals stable. Like you do need additives to make sure, you know, so he was just kind of saying like, don't always fall for like the really natural brands, because that doesn't necessarily mean that like chemicals are bad. Like everything is chemicals.
Right. No,
you
that's
know,
true.
Like, everything has a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's so true. So. Like when I was working at Ulta, there was one brand, it was like super like all natural, but our testers would be sitting on the shelf for months and they would look so gross.
Ew. Oh, I didn't even think about
like
that.
Everything would separate, it would start changing colors. It was not not good.
That's hilarious. Wait, how many times, or I guess how little do you actually change those testers? Because months, do they just stay there until the next product comes out? Like,
yeah, unless it was like it fell, or it you know, unless there was a reason, they weren't ever changed.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Cute little fun fact for you all.
Yeah.
But anywho, so continuing, but yeah, I just always love talking about that double-edged sword. It's so interesting with stuff like that. And I guess hair care is the same, but since it's not such a sensitive place like your face, you know, like hair care is, but it does vary a little bit when it comes to like, you know, ingredients and things like that. But anywho, just bringing it. So I did mention, you know, indigenous women or native women to America, they did heavily rely on aloe vera for moisture, as well as helping with sun exposure, right? So kind of just one of those products that, again, we still use today. I literally have, you know, a pure aloe vera pump that I bring with me. So very common as well. And then one other thing that I hadn't heard of, which is called saw palmetto. And it's an herb with medicinal value from the palmetto fruit to prevent scaly scalp or dandruff. So that was really
Hmm.
interesting. I didn't do any further research, but I would wonder if Palmetto, because it is a fruit, I wonder like what breaks down like that scaly scalp, or you know what I mean? Because dandruff is like kind of hard to get rid of, like people
Yeah,
with it.
that's true. I wonder what properties of it. Like, is it like the
Yeah,
acidity in the fruit
right.
that helps to break it down? Is it something like with the texture? I didn't
Mhm.
honestly, until you said palmetto was a fruit, I just knew the word was like some kind of plant. So, you
I
know.
mean, I didn't know saw palmetto, that's for sure. So it's
Same
really
boat.
fun to read things. It sounds like you know what they mean. Um, but something else, one other just to mention, wrapping up the history, there was stinging nettle for male pattern baldness. And not for vanity, but for protection from the sun. So I was thinking that's so interesting because, yeah, male pattern baldness, it might be uncomfortable to look at sometimes, but it actually, just kidding. We don't have to keep that in. I'm such a bitch.
We're keeping it in.
Anyways, it was not just for vanity. It was also from protection from the sun. So that's just so interesting. It was much more, utilitarian. It didn't really have much to do with, again.
Stinging nettles though, like aren't those like if you touch them, oh, what is that word? It's like fiberglass. If you touch it and like like immediately like get stuff stuck in your skin.
Oh, is that? Oh, I mean, I
I
don't think I've
thought
ever had a
so.
loose piece of fiberglass in my hand, but
I mean, I don't know why we're talking about like plants and stuff, like we're botanists and we're just looking at each other like, isn't it that? I don't know. I don't have the answer written on my forehead. Why am I looking at like it's not like
we're
Ryan's
looking to each
hiding it.
other.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
What are we
I'll look
doing?
into it. I will. I'll write that down
Right.
for later on a
Sure.
post-it note. Sure. Anyway, so that wraps up just a cute little history sesh. But yeah, so now I want to talk about, things that interest us, which is what does good hair care look like, right? So I think we all know what we want the end product to look like, even if it's like a magazine cutout and there's no way our hair would look like that. But we all have the idea, like there's something in there. And so I feel like, of course, it is going to be different for everyone, especially the way that you get there. You know what I mean? Like, I know now that like to get curly hair, I don't need to straighten it first and then curl it, like my hair just is curly.
True.
So I can just stick with that. But we all learn, we live and learn. So it depends on your hair's natural state, right? Me and Morgan, even like the way that we go about doing our hair, we bring like the opposite type of products. Isn't that so interesting?
Yeah.
So interesting. So what does good hair care look like? So a few factors to consider. And as I'm going through these, I want you to like name, like, where do you fit? Like, okay. All right. So a few factors to consider. So obviously, like I mentioned, natural hair texture or type. Okay. So we have straight, wavy, curly, and kinky.
I would say wavy. It's not like a cute wavy, but you've seen my hair like air dry.
Honestly, with a little bit of hairspray, I think your hair would look fine naturally. I just don't think you like it.
I've tried. Maybe one day. Maybe I'm just waiting for that one like product that's really going to change my life. But let me tell you, 31 years, I haven't found it. So, but yes, I would say on the wavy side, when it dries, it's definitely not straight. It's definitely not like curly, like cute curls or anything. It's like this weird in between space.
Well, do you think, so this is interesting, do you think that it's because you have straightened for so long, right? Because that's like one of your go-to, like was your hair curlier or wavier, I guess, when you were younger? Do you remember?
When I was young, my hair was straight.
Oh, like bone straight, like out the shower, comb it,
like
straight.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was
you were one of those
straight.
kids that like used like the spray bottle with the little combs on picture day.
Yeah.
I was never one of those little kids. I was like, excuse me. My mom said not to wet my hair, please.
Right. Yeah.
That and see, cultural differences, man. Like I really had to like fend off ladies.
Right.
And, like, go brush little Joshua's hair. Yeah.
Right. Well, you probably avoided lice, so good for you.
Oh my God. Oh man, pre-COVID, we were just some nasty ass people. Weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I was dirty out there.
Oh, I know. It's dirty. It still is.
It's still
FYI.
dirty.
I was out there tonight. It's still dirty. Number 2, whether your hair is bleached, dyed, or chemically processed.
It's definitely dyed. Well, it's bleached too. It's
It
dyed
is
and
now.
bleached.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Chemically processed?
So would that be like a keratin treatment or
Oh
something like
yeah, I
that?
think
Is that
that
what
would
that means? Or like
actually.
a perm? Remember
Oh, well, perm
perms?
definitely, but that's like lye usually. But no, keratin counts because you are for chemically processed, you are changing like the I can't think of it, like the makeup of your strands with keratin
Right.
treatment. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always wanted one of those. I met a girl that
Uh-huh.
had one, but like it wasn't done well. And so like half of her hair at the top was really curly and then it was just really straight.
No.
And I felt really bad for her because I was like, that could have went really well and you got like the worst outcome.
And it's
Fortunate.
expensive.
And it's
It
very
is
and it,
expensive to do that.
yeah, I know. She was from Brazil, but I think
Oh.
she was mentioning though, she was like, obviously when it grows out, it's going to be my natural, which is a lot more
Oh,
curly. So
right.
that was part of the issue, but it wasn't
Okay.
all of the issue. But
Right.
I mean, I'm sure she looks great now. She's a beautiful person. She just, anyway. Oh, and I should answer the questions too. So
Yeah.
obviously I'm a little bit more curly kinky. Curly most days, but I do have kinkier texture, which like, yeah, definitely kinkier. And then my hair was bleached at the ends. So a little bit left. Obviously, I have a protective styling now. So yeah, definitely bleached. And it was dyed, but I'm pretty sure all that dye is gone. Morgan saw it before and after when I like dyed it the last time. And she was like grasping for straws. She's like, yeah, it looks different. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did nothing. All right, moving on. Number 3, how you want to wear your hair. So, obviously the way that you go about doing it, like Morgan said, she doesn't like to wear her hair in its natural state. So obviously you're going to have a lot more steps to whatever process it is, right? To achieve your quote unquote good hair. And number 4, whether you have specific concerns, right? So we have frizz, just some common ones, frizz, flaky scalp, dry or damaged. I definitely have some
all
frizz.
the above.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's really true. And again, they're common for a reason, right? So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. It's a lot of work.
I mean, it doesn't have to be all the time. We're gonna get there. It's building. This is we're getting
okay.
So I think for me, I just want to mention good hair care to me looks like a process that has me like I do more to maintain or take care of my hair so that when I actually have to style my hair, I have to do less. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I
our steps, okay. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Because the way that we go about our hair, I would say you're kind of the opposite, right? Because like I have to like really, I mean, you answer.
In comparison,
what do you think?
yeah. In comparison, the amount I have to do to my hair or that I do to my hair is much, much less than Ryann has to do to her hair.
Yeah.
But
like on the daily kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, we have different texture hair. We need different amounts of moisture.
Very different.
I couldn't do that much to my hair. I have to wash it more often than you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just really different hair types. Like we probably couldn't be more opposite.
I know. That's so interesting. I know. That's so super true, which is why this will be interesting. So like Lex was asking before the show, like how long does it take? Right. So now I want to go through the steps of what, again, these are like, I think all of the steps that could be involved in a process to get, quote unquote, your good hair care. Or, do your routine, whatever. So tell me which ones fit. Okay. And which ones you do not do. Okay. So typical process. So number 1, cleanse, right? So starting very similar.
Just kidding.
No, already know.
Next.
But what this does, so removing dead skin and product buildup without stripping natural oils. I thought that was interesting because I do think that there are harsh shampoos that do strip your natural oils.
Right. And our friend, who's actually my hairstylist as well, she's like, what shampoo are you using? I couldn't remember the brand. And she's like, as long as it's not from Target. I was like, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But she was just saying, and I do. And again, working at Ulta, I got to try all these different things. So I do have products that I do like, the nicer brands. And you don't have to pay like an arm and a leg. There's definitely amazing brands out there that are expensive. But there are also ones that aren't crazy. And not to like plug Ulta, but they do deals.
I know this isn't an Ulta ad, but
I know, like 2 or 4 times a year they do a sale, like 50% off, like the big, huge, gigantic bottles of the nicer brand shampoo and conditioners that work well with my hair type. Yes. And many hair types. But yeah, not to plug them too much, but or sponsor us, Ulta. But yeah. So but yes, a good cleanser is just you could tell the difference too, right? Yes. Like if you use the shampoo at like the hotel, come on.
Yeah, I'm here now and I'm like out of the way, you know, like clearing the table. I'm like, excuse me, I have my own. Okay. Neutrogena.
Yeah. If that, if I'm better. It's just like the hotel like label on the bottle.
Well, hotels are trying to step it up now. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like there's some that have like these like natural looking brands on them now. It's like such and such apothecary. I'm like, I don't know if it's actually from an apothecary. It's not. It's like from somebody's basement.
It's suave. It's suave. Yeah, you know, when they go to clean the room, they just pop the bottles open and like, squirt it in there and close it up.
And close it up, exactly. Just like my night last night. Just kidding. But anyways, I was gonna ask you, have you tried co-wash? Have you ever tried that?
No, I've heard of it, but I have not tried it myself. Have you?
So yes, I use it because when it's saying cleanse, like that's basically what a co-wash is. Some shampoos do a little bit more, like I think they do more about like the removing dead skin, whereas I feel like co-wash is more so focused on just like the product buildup. But I guess buildup is involved with dead skin. Either way, point being, I do try to use that a little bit more than I use my shampoo, you know, it's like an every other day kind of thing, but
okay.
All right. Number 2, condition, right? So follow up with that conditioner, get that moisture back to the hair, which also can add shininess and frizz reduction. So do you feel like you get that out of your conditioner?
Definitely need a conditioner. I thought because my hair is so thin that I could not be using as much conditioner. I shouldn't be putting such like heavy product on it. But I actually need a lot of moisture. Even though my hair is thin, it is more coarser. More coarse. Either way. So I actually do need a lot of hydration. So I try and use like a hydrating shampoo, and then I like to keep like a deep like hair mask, like deep or not cleansing hair mask, but like deep moisture hair mask.
Yeah. Oh, I love those. I love the little packets at the, you know, like at the beauty supply registers. Like you could just like go through which ones you want. Like
I'm kind of a snob now about them because I found one brand that I love, so I don't really use other ones anymore.
Ooh, can you share now?
Yeah, the brand's called Macadamia, and it smells amazing. It's so nice. I love it. I think they do have it in the packets. So
they do.
Wants to give it a try?
Yeah, don't be a snob. Don't be a packet snob. They do have the macadamia one. That's how I tried it because I've never bought the bottle, but I have had.
Okay. Yeah, I've upgraded. Yeah, I get like the big daddy jar, like the big fatty. That's my go-to.
Again, sounds like last night. But anyways, yes, same. You know, I always used to use so much conditioner. I am a conditioner hog. My hair just eats up whatever. But I also found out that it's not that I need so much conditioner. I do, but I need more leave-in conditioner, which we'll get to a little bit later. But yes, exactly. So conditioner, as far as like what it's supposed to do in the shower, just give back that moisture that, you know, was just stripped a little bit from your conditioner or from your shampoo. And then rinse that out, still follow the directions. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I used to keep conditioner in my hair just because like I was like, this is when it feels best. I want it to feel like this all the time. But you actually can like end up causing problems because it's not meant to dry with your hair. And so leave-in conditioner is, right? It's a little bit more oil-based sometimes, not always, because I do have water-based ones as well. But it uses different products to make sure that it can dry and not like, you know, flake up and stuff like that. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, very. Yeah, we're very different perspectives. It's super interesting. Number 3, moisture and seal. So this would be like your leave-in conditioner. And it is to seal in moisture and not lock in dryness. So sometimes people can mistake this step for just like an oil. Like, I condition my hair now, let me put some oil and I'm good to go. And maybe, you know, there's always those people, you know, there's always those really lucky people that can just like put some oil on their scalp and like keep it going, you know, whatever. We're not them. Okay. We're talking to the majority here.
Yeah.
So The oil, yeah, you can use a little bit of oil, but you do need to actually use the moisturizing product. And it's the same with like, if you get out the shower and you let your skin dry and then you put oil, you need like lotion. Or is that just the black
that's
thing?
a good comparison because that's the
Yeah.
worst. I do like a body oil after the shower, but
Mhm.
putting that on dry skin is not the same.
No,
It
it's
has to
really
be
not.
right out of the shower. Fresh.
Exactly. Yes, fresh, exactly. So we agree on that step. Also, do you use leave-in conditioner?
I have a leave-in. It's not a conditioner per se, but again, I just go with like a more lightweight product.
Okay,
Since I
fair.
got the hair extensions I have in right now, I got like a serum that goes in my hair.
Okay.
The texture is, it probably has some oil in it,
Okay.
but I can tell it does have other hydrating ingredients because it's not
Yeah.
too oily.
Right.
It doesn't leave my hair like feeling weighed down, but it definitely adds a
Mm,
lot of moisture to my natural hair and then the extension.
gotcha.
And then I actually not recently, I would say for like the past year, I'll put hyaluronic acid in my hair sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
you could
remember you
use it for
mentioned
that.
that.
And I saw,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw it somewhere and I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Like
Hmm.
my skin needs the hydration, so does my hair.
No, exactly. And that's one thing which I really did like, especially from the skincare episode that we did talk about ingredients. Hair is a little bit different because also depending on your porosity. Now, see, this is the thing. This is also going to be like an introduction as well, because there are a lot of parts, especially when you get into, like what hair type that you have along with the porosity, meaning how does your hair absorb water? Are your follicles more open naturally? Are they more closed? Right. So if they're more closed, you need like steam or hot water to like open them up so that moisture can be let in. Whereas if you have follicles that are more open, then they're already opening, meaning that you need something to actually like close your follicles. So it's a lot. Porosity is a lot in itself. And maybe we'll, like as we say, we always start with, the intro, and maybe we will get to all the specifics. Okay. And then we have our next step, which is detangle. And I like this step. It was really interesting. The article that I was reading was because it mentioned that it stops breakage and it does make your life easier, but also no matter what hair type, wide tooth comb is good for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I've seen you with one and I obviously have one, but it didn't dawn on me until like, I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah. We have completely different hair types, but we both use a wide tooth comb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of breakage. I'm just probably my fault for not detangling when I should be.
I have a lot of breakage too, though. I don't know. I
Really?
feel like I'm just prone to it, or maybe we're just both lazy.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we just need to brush our hair
Yeah.
more regularly.
There.
But I also am like a comb hoarder. I lose
Interesting.
them and then I buy more, but it's always like a pack of 10 and you're like, who needs 10 combs?
10 wide tooth combs. That takes up like a whole drawer.
Not wide tooth. Like
Oh.
I'll get like the variety pack because
Yeah.
I'm like at Stater Brothers or like a grocery store and then there's 2 options and I'm like, well, I don't need that one. So usually it's because I need to tease my hair and I'm on the way to wherever I'm going where I need the comb.
Oh, I've been there for these purchases.
So
for sure.
yeah, exactly. So I'll just find combs in every bag, in every place.
I feel like I always saw the same comb with you, but maybe you were just like replacing it and I had no idea.
Oh no, I find that one all the time.
Oh, okay.
I have it right now. It's I can see it from here, but I'm saying it just has a mind of its own. It's just popping up and then disappearing. Yeah. Not when I need it, but
so what Morgan's saying is it's not her being lazy. Her comb is just hiding.
Exactly.
All right. And then next we have style and protect. So this can be, again, protect, meaning like heat protection spray, right? If you do have more steps, obviously, with the styling, or, some type of volumizer or gel to desired style, right? Yeah. I would definitely fall now, right? Now we're going to get into like, our old ways and stuff in a minute, how I really did it wrong. But now I would say, no, I haven't used heat in years. And I would probably use some type of gel or cream, right? Something really thick that's going to coat my curls, but also like define them or whatever I want it to do. Maybe I want it to be voluminous or something like that. So it would depend. Whereas Morgan, where do you fall on this?
I use definitely heat protectant. I do use heat on my hair. That's the only way I'm gonna get the not weird, half wavy, half straight, mostly frizzy look. So, and I can actually go longer without washing it.
Okay.
When I do blow dry, I think because I'm lifting my roots off of my scalp.
Right.
So that oil, that oil buildup doesn't happen as quickly.
Okay.
But right now I'm using a blow dry cream that I like. It's pretty lightweight. So I'll put that on after I do like the serum for the moisture treatment.
Yeah. Does that make a big difference? Like in the feet, like then to the touch?
The blow dry cream?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does help. It has the heat protectant, it has moisture, but it's not oil based, so it's very lightweight. And then I think it does help with volume a little bit, and it smells really good. So all wins. I like it.
All wins. I know. All wins. And that is one thing that's nice about hair care, that you can have things that smell good. Whereas with my face, I don't really like, products with like essential oils, which I know it can be like, irritating and things like that anyway.
Yeah.
But I just genuinely don't like it. Like, I don't need my face to smell like berries. I feel like that's weird.
Yeah, that's true.
But my hair, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, cool. And then last step, if you have it, to spot treat. So if one area is particularly frizzy, you can try a protein treatment. One area is dry, you can try a nourishing product. So I do a little bit of spot treating, usually in my crown, because that's the driest part of my hair. It gets the most sun exposure, but it's also manipulated the most, just because of the way that I part my hair and detangle it. I'm actually figuring out different ways to detangle, but either way, it's just like the most vulnerable part of my hair. And so I do spot treat sometimes. I've used a protein treatment once. It was after I dyed my hair.
What is a protein treatment? I don't know if I've heard of that.
Okay, so I don't know like the specifics,
okay, just give me
okay, but
general.
But basically, like for instance, why I did it after I dyed my hair. So, when you bleach and dye your hair, or just bleach your hair, you're taking pigment out, right? But you're also like stripping like other nutrients and stuff like that as well. And then your follicle has like divots in it, to my knowledge, like basically holes where you took out like the pigment, which also took out like nutrients and stuff from your hair, right? So to put it back, a protein treatment, to my knowledge, please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, a protein treatment puts back those proteins, like you're replacing those proteins. So like Olaplex, have you heard of the brand Olaplex? So and Jana probably uses it on you, I'm sure, or like something like that. Basically, you're when you dye your hair or bleach your hair, you're changing the molecular makeup of it, like you're actually moving things around. And so what Olaplex does, to my knowledge, is it actually like moves them back so that your hair goes back to being like the healthy state that it was. But again, it can like wash out because you've already like washed out like the actual, parts of your hair or whatever. So that's why you have to do like Olaplex treatments like multiple times. It's not just like a one-time thing, right?
Got it.
Because it'll eventually rinse out. So that's to my knowledge. Again, I've done quite a bit of reading on it, but there's a chance I'm wrong. So so getting through with a typical process, which again, depending on how many steps you actually use, now we're actually going to answer that question. What is the time frame that you'll allow for your, hair wash day treatment? Like, what would you say if you had to ballpark a time?
If I'm doing everything, I can probably get it, including styling.
Like, woke up, your hair is a shit show and you're going to a wedding. So
okay, well that includes a shower, right? And then you got to wash the goodies, so that's a little bit more time. But
spray tan,
you gotta wash off your spray tan. You gotta
get the baking soda and the lime.
Exactly.
Please don't do that.
I might have to. I'm really streaky. I don't want to, but I might have to.
We'll talk about it later.
I know. I'll let you guys know. I'm just gonna show up with like the most red legs because they're just burned. All my like hair follicles, all my like freshly shaved legs are gonna be.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, especially if you like obviously probably just shaved your legs, you could do it, That just sounds painful. But
well,
moving on.
Anyway, okay. So enough about that.
So what is the time frame that you would allow?
How
long?
say it would probably take me total, I could get it done in like 35 minutes, 40
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. All right.
And that includes a shower.
Right.
So
No, that's not bad at all. I don't,
no.
to me, I think with all my steps, I also, what we're going to talk about next is like, what is our typical wash day routine? Because I want to know, like, we can talk about some products if we have them, or just kind of walk each other through them. But there are a few more steps that I might actually add, and we'll get to them in a second, just because it really depends on the way that like I said, I do more before. So my hair like kind of has to like set. Yeah. And then I do my makeup and I get dressed and then I take my hair down. Like, know those Vegas nights, like I would do something to it, do my, get all ready, do some shots, do whatever else we're doing. And then, and then like fidget with my hair before we leave. So I would say if I really did the extra steps, it could probably take upwards of an hour and a half to 2 hours easily. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And again, when we have the time, like we do take our time, you'll take longer on your curls, you'll take, like you'll do the teasing a little different. Everything changes a little bit when you have the time. Right. So going through our typical wash day routine. So I don't want to go through all the steps like too much in depth, but we'll see. Maybe we will. I don't know. So do you want me to go first or you?
Yeah. No, you can go ahead. So what's a typical day look like for you?
Well, typically I don't actually have to do much to my hair. Like I said, if I prep it, then the rest of the week should be a little bit easier because I actually don't have to cleanse or like wash my hair too much. Right. So I probably shampoo about like once a week. Like once a week. And I might co-wash like maybe once or twice, something like that. Okay. But then there's this step called pre-poo, which I'm starting to realize is like low-key a scam. You tell me what you think. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I've tried it and I don't see the benefits. So basically, have you heard of pre-pooing?
No. What is that?
Oh, interesting. Okay. So maybe this is more for like, the kinky curly natural community. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out now. But basically pre-poo is like, it's an oil. It's usually an oil-based product. And it's kind of like a moisturizer and you put it all along your scalp and you kind of just like massage, give yourself a scalp massage. Basically you can put on a blow dryer cap and like, let it like really, stimulate your roots. Usually it has something like rosemary in it, so it really like gets into like in your roots and it's like pretty invigorating. And then you rinse it out, but you don't like completely rinse it out. Like you just like start wetting your hair and then shampoo it.
Okay.
So it's basically like to prep your hair, right?
Yeah.
So that like, it's supposed to be like if you have drier hair, like it'll help with that or something. I don't know. I've done it a bunch of times. And when I was doing this research, I was thinking about it. I was like, I think it's a scam. I think I just realized that I've been scammed.
I mean, that actually sounds nice, but
it is, but it's like eye cream. Like, do I need a cream just for my eyes?
Right. It's like, have you heard of like I'm sure you have hot oil treatment with your hair like that. I haven't done one of those, but I was watching, I don't know, I came across on Instagram and, fell into a hole and I was like, oh, I really want to do that. It seems really nice. So, I mean, but I don't know if there are major benefits. I think it's kind of like using the hair mask, right? It makes my hair smell good and it is softer, but it's really only going to last until my next wash. It's really not like over time going to change any like much about my hair. I'm still gonna have to do all the same things.
Right. That's no, exactly. And the only way I could see it working was if like your shampoo was a little bit harsher, that you needed like the pre-poo to like coat your scalp so that it wouldn't like, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, just use a better shampoo. Yeah. Like if your shampoo is that harsh, right, you don't want it to touch your scalp. It's probably not the best shampoo.
Right.
Talking to you, Head and Shoulders. So anyways, so I don't usually pre-poo anymore, but shampoo, focus on my roots, let it drip down to the ends of my hair. And like, that's how like I rinse it out. Then I do condition. I don't use too much. Like I said, I try to follow the bottle, and now I'm using better products in general. So I can like actually follow the bottle because it's made for my hair. Rinse that out. If I do a deep conditioner, I leave it in usually about for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I do sometimes use like the dryer cap to like really, deep condition or whatever. And then usually it's just my leave-in conditioner and like a cream over that. I don't usually use oils on my hair like that. Every once in a while on my scalp, if it's feeling a little bit dry or sore, but I don't actually use that much oil on my hair anymore. Like I used to. I used to swear by coconut oil, but
oh yeah, coconut oil.
Yeah. So what about, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I kind of forgot about coconut oil. I used to use it for everything.
You used to have it in your bathroom as well.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that's true.
I forgot about that.
I know. Yeah. But what about you? What is your typical wash day routine look like?
Typical wash day. So just shampoo, mostly my most of my roots. Then just into condition mostly my ends, not too much on top. And my hair is dyed blonde, so I do have a purple shampoo that I will use.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while since I had my color done, so I don't really need it anymore. Okay. Like my color kind of is what it is. It's not going to change. But when you first dye it, you have to use the purple shampoo to keep it from getting brassy. So I do have some of that.
Right. And we talked about this, right? But you don't use purple conditioner, right?
I don't. Okay. I haven't.
Okay.
I know it exists, but I haven't tried it myself.
Oh, interesting. If I do end up dyeing my hair again, I'll let you know, because that would probably be something I would use.
I'm pretty sure Jose has it. So if you want to talk to him, he'll let you know.
Does he purple shampoo and purple condition as well?
Yes, I'm sure he does.
That's hilarious. Okay, so then from there, what do you do?
So then from there, just into like my hydrating serum, and then the leave-in product that I have. I don't use a lot of heat on my hair anymore. Because I work from home. I'm not out and about, so I try not to do too much styling on that front. I'll just let it air dry and just, deal with it. But
she really does not like that air dried hair.
It's just not a good look for me.
We're gonna do a poll. We're gonna post a picture of we're gonna post a picture of Morgan's natural hair in its natural state, and you all are going to vote. Yeah, that's great. On the poll that I inevitably post on IG. Looks fine, I think. But anyways,
we'll see. So yeah, that's it. If I'm just going natural, I'll put the blow dry cream in. If I am styling, blow dry and then curl. And then I might finish with, I have a volumizing hairspray. It's pretty lightweight. Smells really good as well. It's a brand IGK that I'm really, really liking right now. That's my blow dry cream too. And that's basically it.
Well, that's the thing. So because after I put like the cream, I was thinking like, oh yeah, I don't use any heat or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I guess the detangling process, it doesn't always actually have to happen. Like I was thinking about that. Like, again, it probably should. I'm not saying I'm right about this. Ever since my hair grew out, since I cut it, like I do detangle, but I usually finger detangle.
Yeah.
The only time I really use a wide tooth comb is like, if it is after like an extensive wash day, I kind of do like want it to actually like maintain, so I might put it in French braids or a simple twist or something like that. But actually, I probably don't detangle as much as I should, like actually thinking about it.
I usually brush my hair before I get in the shower because
interesting.
I feel like I'm going to have more breakage if I try and brush through it and it's still tangly and now it's wet.
That's why, but see, I think that's why I finger detangle. I'm pretty sure that's what my curl lady told me to do, because you don't want it to brushing it dry. I mean, I don't know, maybe for each, to each hair his own.
It depends. I don't brush it every time. It's not like part of my routine before I hop in the shower. But if it's like a day where I teased my hair, I have to brush it before I get in the shower, or it's just going to be terrible trying to brush it after. Fair. But maybe a hairstylist out there can let us know how wrong we're doing things, because now because I remember when I was little, like that like detangler, like little kids detangler, and it like smelled like strawberries. Like I remember my mom putting that in my hair and brushing my hair out like after the shower.
Interesting.
So I know that like there is a process that is different than what I do now. So maybe I need to, get back to my roots literally and And
Yeah,
buy
maybe
that little
they're
strawberry detangler and
right.
just
Yeah, there are multiple hairdressers just cringing at all of our really bad advice.
I know.
Hey, look, you live and you learn, and we haven't even gotten to what we've actually done wrong. So just give us a
Mm,
second. You'll
okay.
really give you a run for your money. But anyways, some other, just things that could be included are like maybe like a scalp massage. We did kind of touch on a dry shampoo, which
Oh, yeah.
again, that could take the place of something like I would use a co-wash, right? So again, coming from very different ways, but kind of to achieve the same thing, right? Clean your hair without doing the whole process.
Right.
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 Or, getting it to where you can, style it better or whatever. Also, I was reading another article about some hair care no-nos. And one of them I thought was super interesting was if you're not getting your hair trimmed regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So what is regularly to you? Because I was like, oh yeah, I do that. And I was like, wait, do I do that?
Okay,
What is
to
regularly?
me,
Yeah.
to me, probably like twice a year, but that's because I am very low maintenance with my like styling.
Okay.
But
See?
I do know
Okay.
people that go get their hair done, every 6 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So,
I mean, and that's the thing, right? We're talking about different hairstyles, right? Because with longer
yeah.
hair, yeah, maybe you won't get trimmed as much. I don't know. Again, I'm genuinely asking out there. But with shorter hair, obviously, like someone like Ben, my husband, or Jose, right? Like their hair is typically short. Even when it is grown out, it's only 5, maybe 6 inches, something like that. So they're
Right.
cutting it off pretty regularly.
Right.
Which of course, yeah, both of their hair does look great, very different. Jose's is a lot straighter. Ben's is curly.
Right.
But those trims seem inevitable because you are keeping it at a certain length, right? Like me and you are kind of just going with what we have. And the less
Right.
maintenance we do, like the longer and healthier it grows, right? Like the less manipulation,
Right.
I guess, not maintenance, less manipulation.
Right. But I do see like if you have a certain style, even as a person with like longer hair, like you were saying, like Ben and Jose, they have short hair, they're looking for like clean lines, like around like their sideburns and like down by their neck, you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
So there is
Now,
a little bit more maintenance with that.
finally.
But if you're someone who has like a longer hairstyle, like I got like a shaggier haircut more recently, and to keep that up, to keep like the layers up, and there's like a little bit of bang with it. You can't see it because I have my headphones, but like I have to do that a little bit more.
True.
So yeah, it really varies. It really, really
that's
varies.
a good point. And yeah, exactly. Like I now only like within like the last few years, I guess, COVID, surprise, surprise, but I have given myself more trims. Ben knows how to cut my curls. Like our curl lady actually showed him how. So that is a really big help. But even still, I don't actually trim it that much. I would say at most, maybe like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Maybe five, but like honestly, like 4 times a year. I don't even think about it that much. So that just goes to show you that right there. Okay, so just to go over a few last no-nos, hair no-nos. We kind of touched on this, but I do want to take it back a little bit. Dark days in my history of what to do with my hair. But you know what? I'll say it's all a journey. It's a process, and I don't want to shame anyone if you're doing these things that we have said, are like blasphemy. Like I've probably done them, and we're about to get into them right now. So you want to relive some trauma with me? Keep listening. All right. So we kind of touched on this, but yeah, damage from coloring products or over processing. So I have done some of this for sure. Like, damage from coloring products hasn't really happened in a drastic way. Like you see those like fail videos on YouTube. I haven't like had like pulled apart my hair and like had to figure it out. I was probably close to it and just didn't realize, but I was just young. What about you?
Probably not so much color damage. I've only dyed my own hair a couple of times.
That's true. You didn't ever come out with any like crazy orange hair or something.
No,
that's not your story.
No. My biggest thing was probably heat damage.
Which brings us to number 2. Exactly. And it says, it even gives the caveat, too many heating tools not enough heat protectant. So I think that is new knowledge. I do use heat protectant. Like, for example, when I had to get these twists, I did have to show up with my hair blow dried, and I still have a blow dryer, even though I don't use it much. Sometimes I use the diffuser, but really not much. And I used heat protectant. I had to go buy some though. I haven't had some in a long time. What about you? Do you use heat protectant now?
I do now. I mean, the blow dry cream has been great, but I mean, I've been doing my hair since junior high, you know, with the blow dryer. So I can tell you the consistency has not been there. And it shows. The amount of baby hair I have that just sticks out in every direction all the time. All the time.
All the time.
All the baby hairs.
I mean, I have all the baby hairs as well. They used to be a lot more
right. They might be full grown hairs if I didn't you know, blow them out with my blow dryer. I might have much thicker hair if I actually was consistent with my heat protectant.
I mean, yes and no, because it really, that is what's interesting. Like the things that I thought, like, for example, like I was saying, my crown is dry. I always thought that was because I was, like blow drying it too much. And again, it added to it for sure. Like my hair used to be a lot more coarse and short in the middle, but when I did start using heat protectant, and I was still probably, putting too much heat on my hair, it did actually make a big difference just on the way that my hair took to being straight, which is obviously good. But I will tell you, in junior high, when I discovered the flat iron, I thought I discovered the key to life. Like I was like, oh, this is it. This is my way out of having to deal with my natural hair. And I think a lot of people can attest to understanding, having like a tumultuous relationship with your hair and like really putting a lot of value into it, which in some ways that's completely fine, right? We put value into things that we want. Like I said, body modification, that's very common, for a reason. And I want to get my hair to a desired look. But like I said, I used to straighten my hair so that I could wear it curly. You see the problem with that? If you have any knowledge of what I look like or what my natural hair looks like, it's just really interesting, the fads and the ways that I got around to realizing, like, if I just take care of the hair before, I think I can like wear it curly.
Yeah.
I think it'll lead to that.
Right. Change the process, same result.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Exactly. Number 3 is hidden chemicals in your hair products. So again, right, double-edged sword. Obviously, there are some, products that are just detrimental to the longevity of your hair, but they might. What'd you say?
Sulfites.
Oh my God. Is it sulfites or sulfates?
Oh, sulfates. Oops.
And just an update. We still have not figured out what the fuck a sulfate is.
Not good for your hair.
No, but I know, right? But it is actually listed in this very short list that they give you. So I'll mention a few, the ones that I can pronounce. Parabens are not good for your hair. Triclosan, chemical UV filters, something that starts with meth. So if it starts with meth, you don't want it in your hair.
It ends badly. So good point. Yeah. Keep it on the list.
Sulfates, which does come up, a few different types of them. Mineral oil and a lot of other words. Oh, one that I can say, polyethylene glycol. I think she mentions that in Legally Blonde when she's like when she's like the girl's on stand, she has the daughter on stand and she's like, because you don't want
it's
sodium glycolate or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was close. I was trying to think of what she says.
Yeah. And it wasn't in this list, which would have been really nice. But all those, including the ones that she mentions in Legally Blonde, because that girl does have a perm. Number 4, same ponytail every day. I am guilty of this. I am very guilty of this. And I like that they mention seems harmless, but putting your hair up, especially with damaging elastic bands. So again, some of the most common ways that we put our hair up. Now, with the scrunchie movement, I am glad because I was already using like kind of like silk hair tie-ish something.
Yeah.
But now with scrunchies back in style, I've realized that they are honestly like the best for my hair, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the one that's kind of, I don't even know. I've
seen those.
Like
that's just like a piece of
plastic.
Like plastic. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of, how would you just springy? It's kind of springy. It's not like just like a circular band.
Right.
I like it because it doesn't leave that crease in your hair after you put your hair up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it also just doesn't feel like it pulls on my hair the same way.
Interesting.
But I would not recommend for anyone with curly hair.
No.
It will get stuck. It gets
No.
stuck in my hair sometimes if I put it in, if I do like 3 wrap around instead of just 2. 2's a little too loose, but 3 is real tight. So I can't just like rip it out of my hair like so easily, but sometimes I'll try.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Again,
old habits die hard.
Yeah. They just never die. But yes, I'm guilty of that in some way, putting my hair up in the same way. I'm trying to break away from that. But yeah, also it actually mentions that it can cause a widow's peak, which is interesting. So it says it's called a tension pool. And if Morgan, she's just like sighing really deeply. I think your widow's peak looked nice. It's not even a real widow's peak. It's just some hair.
The fact that you even have to say I have a widow's peak is the problem. And you want to know why I probably have one is because my mom used to do my hair like, the half up, half down style, right?
Yeah.
But she would like go behind the ears, fingers going straight up to like the top of the head. And then my half up would be at the top of the head. Always. And I didn't even know. I remember the moment in elementary school when I saw a girl who had a half up, half down, where it was just pulled like from her ears backward. And it was like, my mind was blown. I didn't even know you could do your hair that way.
She's like,
and I've
what?
got this tight, I just look like I have a facelift, like my ears have been lifted up. All these baby hairs are sticking out from the sides. Everything's looking crazy. And it's all just pulled up so tight.
That is wonderful. That was like the original slick ponytail look, You're like, oh, I don't have to look like a Disney cartoon character. That's wild.
Right.
Although I will say that the half up, half down that goes straight back is very basic bitch. I don't like it. I'd much rather go with what your mom had, which is like,
I don't know if you've
at least
seen
it gives some volume. Well,
no, Ryann. I'll try and find a picture. It was
you look like Boo from Monsters Inc.
It wasn't cute. It wasn't like when you do it to like a toddler and they have like that little like, little alfalfa style. Right. No, I was like 7 years old.
We might need to get some pictures of this. I need to see what we're working with. I need to see the material.
I'll see if I can find something.
Okay.
I may have burned them all in junior high. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see.
Want to talk about childhood trauma? Okay.
Yeah. Got the widow's peak to prove it.
Oh my gosh. All right. And last but not least, which is overwashing and underwashing your hair, right? So we did kind of touch on both of these. But one thing I did just want to mention, it says one thing when it comes to not washing that I am guilty of is just using conditioner. I am guilty of this as well. And so this is okay for a day or so. And this would go, I think this was kind of similar to like dry shampoo. Like it's okay for a day or so. But you want a natural shampoo that will actually clean any residue left behind. Right. So I kind of did know this, but I've definitely been, guilty of this where basically like, I'm like trying to do the step without doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like skip a step to like either save myself some time, but it ends up feeling cakier. I have noticed that. But usually
I couldn't get away with it. Yeah. My hair would just look greasier, way greasier.
Well, that's why I was comparing it to like dry shampoo. Although I guess that actually, because does that have any cleaning properties or is it just like masking dry shampoo as well? Yeah.
Not that I would say. I mean, I use it to soak up the oil when I need to go an extra day without washing.
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. I think that this is comparable for you because I think this would be more what girls with like kinkier, curly, drier hair would do.
Okay, I see.
And
what
you
you're
would
saying.
do that. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's to mask, basically, exactly. Because like I'm masking it with some conditioner because that's what I use on the daily anyway. But it doesn't end up working. It makes it cakey. Like I said, a day, like she says, a day, is fine. But usually after that, need something else. So
got it.
But yeah, and then lastly, I wanted to touch on this because it kind of came to mind when we were talking about skincare as well, the difference between moisturizing and hydrating. Okay. So it's a very controversial topic because a lot of people think that you can like have one without the other, or that like one is more important than the other. And so basically, and you can kind of help me with this because I wrote it, but I was like, I don't actually think I understand the difference. So hydrating, so correct me if I'm wrong. Hydrating is like putting water on your face, right? Like you're
Well,
adding moisture to your face.
it's
Or
adding
like
moisture. Yes.
adding
Moisture, yes. I mean, but
However,
our skin is waterproof. So you need some kind of product that's why hyaluronic acid is so good. It's
okay.
because it attracts moisture in the air into your skin.
Okay. 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 So this is the thing. So then that means that like my leave-in conditioner would be a moisturizer and the water would just be the hydration, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I mean,
We'll have
is
to
our
come back to
hair
this.
waterproof?
Well, it depends on the porosity. That's what I was saying. Because
So then that makes sense. So our hair has to be absorbing. Our skin can absorb hydration, right? So our hair is probably doing the same. So when you're saying porosity,
okay,
then it's probably like you've had drier skin for longer, right? I was
right,
more combination oily.
right.
So we both have skin. It's just doing different things as far as hydration goes. And so same with hair. You need a lot of hydration in your hair to the point where you only have to wash once a week. I can only go a couple days but I still need hydration.
Exactly. But you don't need the same type of moisturizer.
Right.
Right. Because and again, we'll have to come back to this. I mean, this is why I compared it to the skincare episode, because depending on where you fall within the hair type that you have, you might need one of these more than you need the other. Maybe. Again, this is just me throwing it out there. So we'll have to go back to that. But I did want to bring that up because depending on what products you're using, you might be getting, not enough or too much hydration, and same thing for moisturizer. I'm not too sure how that works, but we'll have to come back to that.
That makes a lot of sense though, because like you were saying, your hair needs more moisture, right? You need conditioner.
Yes.
Whereas I will use like a hydrating shampoo. That way I'm not pulling moisture out of my hair. Okay. But I am also not weighing it down, because even though my hair is coarse and dry, it's also fine. It's also thinner.
Exactly. Which is why something like pre-poo would be unnecessary for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's like unnecessary for everyone. Again, it might be a scam. I'm not decided on it yet. Which brings us to our final question. Are we doing this wrong?
I'm sure there's still going to be days where I forget my heat protectant.
Fair enough. Very true. Yeah, I mean, again, the detangle part just really caught me. I was like, I
know your eyes got real big. Yeah. You're like, I think we're both terrible at hair. Like you just got real nervous.
It all just fell apart. Yeah, it all just fell apart at that part. I would say, like I shared, yes, in the past, definitely did it wrong. And also, I don't know if I cared enough. Like, I just wanted a desired look and was like, I'll do anything to get there, right? Like, bar none kind of thing. But now, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying, like, it's just a lot more low maintenance. Like, I don't really want the world out of my hair all the time. Yeah. And I say that as I have a new style that literally took 15 hours. We're not going to get into that. But point being, yeah, also my goals of what I want. I'd rather my hair look healthy and simple than colored and dyed and like over processed. You know what I mean? Just for like one look.
Right. Yeah.
But I do want to dye my hair again. What about you? Yeah. I mean, I really like your light ends. They look really good, but how do you feel about it?
I asked Jana about dyeing my hair black, and she was like, what? And I was like, never mind. So
it was a joke. Just kidding.
Just kidding. She's like, it might make you look washed out. And I was like, I can buy self tanner. It's fine. No.
She's like, Morgan, I've seen your legs.
Right.
That's
yeah.
not the answer.
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think it's worth it. I do like looking back on old pictures sometimes and like kind of cringing, but like kind of loving it because I love the cringe anyway.
You do. You love the cringe.
I do. I love my thin eyebrows, and my overprocessed hair. No, I'm good. I'm good on both of them.
I mean, we survived the 2000s. There's the evidence out there. I survived my mom putting my hair up in weird half and halves or whatever. So
half and halves, yeah.
Half up, half down. What's it called?
I like the half and halves. That's better.
The half and halves, yeah.
But yeah, hey, we're scrunchy using,
I don't know what this is called.
I don't know what it's called either.
If you're watching YouTube, I'll show you. Here you go.
Yeah, they're like the spiral scrunchie, I guess.
Yeah, like a spiral scrunchie. Yeah, that would be fair.
Right. But we've come a long way. We've got, blow dry cream now, and I've got deep conditioners. We've got macadamia, the brand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys take away Rowan recommendation. I definitely love that hair mask. It smells so good. It's amazing.
It is. Yeah, it does. It's a very good one. And that's the thing, right? Like everyone's journey is going to be a little bit different. Don't feel like because your hair doesn't look the desired way, maybe you just need to change your goals, right? Like my goals really changed for my hair.
Yeah.
And that was like coming to terms with what my hair could and couldn't do, and one of the things that it won't do is lay down. So I need to like styles that don't call for, shellac hair. That's all that is.
Embrace the volume.
Exactly.
Some of us gotta search for our teasing comb all the time just to get a little bit.
That's true, but also embrace the length, right? I mean, I do like Morgan with a shortcut. I just think it looks fierce. But your length looks good too. I mean, you just have to like let it go,
Yeah.
Let it go with whatever it is.
Let it grow.
Let it go, let it grow. The same thing I say about my bush and you hate it.
I was wondering where that, I was like, when else did we say that?
Yeah.
That's also hair care.
Hey, I told you I shampoo and condition. I don't pre-poo down there.
It's a bit much.
It's a little overkill. Yeah. But anyway, this has been
fun.
End
on a note, Ryan's bush. And there we go.
Is there a better way to end an episode? I mean, you let us know.
I mean, yeah, we can't seem to not do it this way. So here we are.
Morgan will never escape it.
No.
But thank you so much for tuning in this week. This was a fun episode. And again, this is just the tip. We say it often, but I promise you, this really is just the tip. But yeah, as always, don't forget, if you're watching us on YouTube for the visual conversation, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And you can follow us on all socials at Wrong the Podcast, mainly IG, and getting into Twitter as well. So please follow us. And yeah, I've enjoyed, going back and forth about all the wild times of all things hair. How about you, Morgan?
All things hair. Yeah, so fun. I feel like I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to. So way to really knock me out with that research. Appreciate it.
Call me
Madam
Madam
CJ. Look up.
I'm
gonna figure out what sulfates are one of these days. Put it on my list.
Guys, don't hold your breath on it.
I have some orange streaks to take care of, so that's going to take priority tonight. But after that, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, we're digging into some sulfates next week.
Yeah. Next week's episode, sulfates. No, we won't do that to you guys. We have much better topics planned. Don't worry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, keep listening. We have some really fun episodes planned. And yeah, we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.